Welcome to another episode of What's Happening? A series where I talk about the I find on social media. Today, we're going to talk about the egg cracking challenge on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, you've definitely seen this challenge, right? A bunch of parents, mostly mothers, have been pranking their kids. I mean, a lot of these kids are toddlers and they pretend they're cooking together or baking a cake, and then the parent cracks the egg on their child's forehead. A bunch of these videos popped up on my FYP, and some kids laughed. Some kids were shocked.
Okay.
That hurt.
Some kids were confused.
Ow. That hurt me. What the hell?
2, 3.
Hey. That wasn't very nice.
And some kids were very upset and even cried.
One, 2, 3.
The reaction to this trend is pretty divided. On one side, people are very upset and they think this is borderline abusive. Like, this is gonna traumatize the kids. Parents are basically humiliating their kids on social media for clout.
Why would you want to do that to your child? It's just, I don't think it's really nice or appropriate.
To me, it looks like this little girl is confused about why the person she trusts most in the whole entire world just betrayed that trust.
And on the other side, people say this is just a joke. It's supposed to be this harmless, funny little prank. I mean, learn how to take a joke, learn how to laugh about it. People are blowing this way out of proportion. What do you think? I personally don't find these funny. I actually felt bad for these kids, especially the ones who clearly looked hurt and embarrassed by it, and the parent is just laughing while the kid is crying. I don't know. I personally wouldn't do it to a kid or an adult. It's just not my vibe. Whatever, y'all can say I have a stick up my ass. I don't care. That's just how I feel. Like this little boy, for instance. He initially laughed at the prank.
Okay.
Oh.
That was.
But then when his mom went to grab another egg, he flinched.
That's the turn. That's the turn.
He looked scared. He's like, no, like, don't do it anymore. Isn't that so sad? Professionals like pediatricians and child psychologists have watched this and reacted to it, and they basically say that this could have a huge negative impact on a child because they feel this utter betrayal from their own parent, the person who's supposed to protect them, who's supposed to make them feel safe, and who they're supposed to trust. And then the humiliation sets in as they're watching their parent laugh at them. And essentially, it's making the parent the child's first bully. Now, do you think that's an over-exaggeration, or do you agree with this? I can see how that could happen. I mean, everybody handles things differently. Like I said, some kids laughed while others cried. And I feel like with social media and trends becoming so viral, I'm scared for these kids who are growing up now where their parents are filming everything. Can you imagine what these kids are going to be like in 20 years? They've all been used and exploited and humiliated for fun on social media by their parents, and they grow up with a whole new set of problems. Like, I am worried and I feel bad. Now, of course, this prank involves versions not including children, and there are people who have been pranking their spouse, their girlfriend, boyfriend, their parent.
Little.
I'm not gonna lie, I have laughed at a few of these videos. I don't know if it's because they're adults, I feel like it's less sad, but I personally would still never do it to my sisters, my friends, or my parent. Like, it's just, like I said, it's not my thing. I don't want to do it. First of all, the egg is hard to crack. I mean, if you think about it, when you're cracking an egg, don't you have to like crack it multiple times on your counter for it to crack? Or at least I do. I never crack it on the first try. So you're using someone's forehead to crack the egg. And not only that, you get all the goopy yolk and egg all over their face. Like, no, thank you. If somebody did that to me, I'd be pissed, okay? So watch this video where the prank seems pretty harmless.
You just do it like that. And it will be...
And then watch these videos and tell me if you think these are way more darker. You can almost feel the different tones in these videos. It was done with so much passion, for lack of a better word. I don't know. I was a little scared. Like, that was, she was hit pretty hard. Oh my God, do y'all remember the cheese slice challenge where people threw a slice of cheese on their kids' faces? They would just like throw it and then the cheese would lay on their faces flat. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why, but I found that funny. Okay, that was really funny. Something about the cheese, the splat, and then it covering the baby's faces. And I know it's not supposed to be funny. That is mean as well, just like the egg cracking challenge. But I'm just gonna be honest. I did laugh at a few. However, there's a daycare in Louisiana where the daycare workers were doing it to the babies that they were watching on the clock. And then they posted this on social media thinking it was funny. And then the videos went viral and then the daycare workers got arrested. Can you imagine? You watch a video of your babysitter or daycare worker who's supposed to take care of your child, and they're throwing slices of American cheese at their faces, probably hurts them, and they start crying, and then the daycare workers are just bursting out laughing, and then throwing another one, and throwing another one. What would you do? What would you do? Why do people do that? Why do people think it's funny to scare children, to intimidate children, to make them cry? It's sick. It really is. I used to work at a daycare when I was a teenager, and it still haunts me to this day because I didn't speak up about it, and I was just too scared. I just started the job. I didn't want to cause any trouble, and I was watching I think they were 2-year-olds. It was like the 2-year-old room, and the designated teacher in charge of those adorable little toddlers, she would make kids cry. She'd be like, "You're a bad girl, Abby." Oh my God, I even know the girl's name. "You're a bad girl, Abby." And then she would start crying. And then one time her mom walked in, right? And the mom goes, "Oh my God, why is Abby crying?" And then that bitch was like, "Oh, she got into a fight with her friend." I tell everyone, and I know some people can't help it. Now, these toddlers they couldn't talk yet. So they could just say like, "Mama, Dada." I know daycare is inevitable for a lot of parents who have to work, but if you can help it, don't take them to a daycare until they can speak and until they can tell you what happened at daycare. Well, that's it for today's episode of What's Happening. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.